All right, guys, we do want to welcome everybody. It is Saturday, January the 17th. Wow, 2026. Guys, this year is here. And our motto this year is, time to get rich, brick by brick in 2026. And I tell you, things are kind of set up for that to happen. We're very excited about it. For those of you that I may not have met, or if you don't know me, I'm Denson Taylor. My wife Margaret and I have actually been involved in network marketing now full time on a full time basis for over 30 years. We've gone to the top of several major companies. We've helped many people to make millions of dollars and change their lives as well. And I tell you, we're very excited, most excited about what we have here with this particular company because with Bryte Lyfe, number one, we set this compensation plan up to where literally anybody can be successful because, like most companies require you to go out there and refer 9 people, 10 people, 20 people, whatever the case is. It only takes 2 in our company. 2 of the right people can set you financially free. So, again, we're very excited about that because, then it comes down to is what we offer, in a product, something that 2 people in your life would want. And guess what? It is. What we have here is something that everybody aspires to be able to do, and that's travel first class at a fraction of the cost or free. That's what we have with our company. But what I want to talk to you guys about this morning very briefly is I want to talk to you about developing a millionaire mindset, okay? Unleash the power of your mind because most people don't most of us only use a small percentage of our mind power. Okay, some people are able to tap into it and accomplish unbelievable things, but for most people, you just kind of get into a rut of what you do every day, and guess what? You don't tap into even a small percentage of what you're capable of. And as a leader, this is our job, okay? And this is what you want to aspire to be. Aspire a leader that makes people better in what they do. Okay, it's not about you. You cannot get this done without other people. And then what I want you to do in evaluating yourself today as we go through this information is I want you to just kind of I want you to kind of come outside of your body and I want you to look at yourself as a leader. Let's say that you were bringing yourself in the business, okay, and you're only as good as your leader and your upline in this business, right? So I want you to just kind of think about, if I were the person that brought me in, would I have an opportunity to win? I didn't mean to rhyme, but man, that's pretty good. If I were the person that brought me in, would I have the opportunity to win? Okay, and I want you to, you don't have to put it in the chat box or anything, but I want you to be honest with yourself. And so if you were bringing yourself in today, would you have a chance? Okay, or would you have to get lucky? I mean, are you good at plugging people into what they need in order for them to be successful? Or are you a leader? Okay, are you being a leader that can make other people successful? And that's kind of what you want to aspire to be. So again, this is a leadership training that I have done, and I want you guys to just kind of evaluate yourself as we go. So it's about developing the millionaire, mindset to be successful. Now, focus. I've got a great acronym for focus. I think you guys will love this. Number one, you want to follow one course until successful. That's what focus stands for. Think about it. Follow one course until successful. Some folks are like like I had a terrier one time, and terriers are like all over the place. Like one of my cousins had a Jack Russell Terrier, and man, these little dogs are like all over the place. My daughter has 2 Shiba Inus, and they're the same way. They could be looking at you, and if you bring a ball out and throw the ball, man, I don't care what's going on, they're gonna run, and go all over the place, right? Well, a dog, one of my mentors said this one time, and it makes a lot of sense. He said that if a dog tries to chase 2 rabbits, okay, then he won't catch either. Okay, so you have to focus whatever it is that you decide to do. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be Bryte Lyfe, but if you do see the big picture here, if you know that you can develop a 6 or 7 figure income, then you must focus. You got to follow one course until successful. Now, what you want to do is get focused on exactly what you want out of this, because America is a free enterprise society. Now, what does this mean? Nothing is predetermined. This is not like living in some countries where, you're born into poverty, or, and you're destined to that, or, you're born into wealth and you're destined to that. No, nothing is predetermined here in America. Lifestyles in America it also don't differ as much as other parts of the world. Like, you might have somebody that that might be worth millions of dollars, but guess what? Their bed may not be any more comfortable than your bed, or you've got heat in your house just like they do, or you may even have access to better food than them. Okay, my point is this, guys: lifestyles here don't differ, like they do in other parts of the world. Now, somebody with more money may have a better car than you, or they may have a larger house than you, but their lifestyle is not necessarily better than yours. Okay, so the bottom line, guys, is this: residual income is what's going to allow you to have any kind of income that you want. This is very important for you to understand. Our model is residual. Okay, this is not about trading your time for money. Two totally different things. Linear income, trade your time for money, versus residual income, where you can do something one time and continue to get paid on it over and over again. In Bryte Lyfe, what's the upside of residual income? Go do the work one time and enjoy $500,000 a month from now on. Well, guys, I don't know of anything else that I could do that would make that happen. People often ask, man, Denson, why do you work so hard? How could you do travel all over, and how can you do all these webinars every week and never miss a webinar and all that? Guys, look, because I understand that you do today what others want, so you can have tomorrow what others don't. This is not a big deal, and I think too it helps that I've done hard work before. Okay, like my dad was, man, he instilled work ethic, because my dad grew up, he and his family were sharecroppers, right? So that was hard work. That was hard work for no money. And then when he moved to Memphis, he kind of had it good, because he worked in a tire warehouse, and that was hard work. In fact, I worked there one summer. That work was so hard. I was working at FedEx at night, okay, pushing those big containers. I was working, in this warehouse during the day. And I remember one time my dad came up to me, because he was still working there. And he was like, son, get your stuff and go. He didn't even want to see me go through that, So I think I experienced enough of hard work to want to do something different, if that makes sense to you. So this for me, it's not, man, this is a piece of cake. I pass people sometimes, working. In fact, on the way home last night, okay, I pick up my car from the airport. I'm driving home, and traffic was just backed up like crazy, which is not uncommon in Atlanta. But they were redoing, part of the expressway downtown. These guys are out in 20-degree weather, and now that's hard work. But what we do, this is not a big deal. So think about this: residual income will allow you to live any lifestyle that you want. Okay, let's just refer to our comp plan. $5,000 a month change your life. You can do that here. 15,000 a month, would that give you the lifestyle that you want? You can get that here. 50,000, 125,000, 500,000 a month, absolutely. Now, some of y'all are looking at this saying, Denson, you're crazy. That'll never happen. You're out of your mind. And sometimes you have to be a little crazy. But guess what? If you do happen to, let's just say, in fact, you guys pick one of these numbers, and I want you to be realistic, okay? Pick a number that you would like to see within the next 12 to 24 months. Let me see where we are here. Well, maybe. Okay, here we go. All right, I appreciate that. So wonderful. 15,000, Cindy. I knew you two would be the first ones. Okay, let's see. 15,000, 5,000, 15,000, 15,000, 5,000, 15,000, 50,000. I love it. 5,000, 15,000, 50,000. So you all, and so this is what I want you to do. Whatever that number is for you, like Robert comes in at 5,000, whatever that number is for you, I want you to take some time later on this evening when you're watching the games, whatever. David, 50,000, Jody, 5,000. I want you guys to just kind of think about what that means. Okay. Now, I want you to do something when you get to this point to really reward yourself in addition to the responsible stuff that you'll do with money, right? But I want you to really reward yourself in travel, okay? Because most people do want to travel more. So, it might be a new house for you and your family. It might be, you might want to upgrade your cars. I know for a fact, wonderful. We've been working together the last few days and she wants a Ferrari. So, she gets to 50,000 or whatever, she might go get a Ferrari. I don't know what it is for you, but the bottom line is it's got to burn your butt. Okay. You got to want it more than anything, think about it more than anything else. And guess what? It will happen. It might just be freedom of time. It may just, be to free you up. You might be looking for tax freedom, but take a moment and figure out what your freedom number is. Now, what do I mean by freedom number? How much monthly income would it require for you to support your desired lifestyle? Okay. That, guys, this is the most important thing that you can do, because most people never even think about this. Why? Because you've been conditioned from early on that adulthood doesn't work this way, right? You don't get to create a number and get paid that and not have to work. But that is what this business can do for you. So this is your goal, and this is what should motivate you to being successful. Now, I want to talk about normal people. How do normal people, think? Okay, the most successful people in history are not normal. Did you all know that? Okay, so the most successful people in our world in history are not normal. Okay, I don't know if you would agree with that or not. Normal will not make you rich. Okay, now most normal people will not support you in your endeavor to gain financial freedom. You have to understand something. I know that many of you all have talked to people and they've told you no or whatever. Well, most normal people are not going to support you in your endeavor. Why? Because they don't understand it. It's above their levels of thinking. So there's nothing that you can do about that. But most people do not respect or understand network marketing. Most 6 or 7 figures, making 6 or 7 figures in residual income isn't the norm. Okay, think about what the norm is as far as what we've been taught. Most people are stuck in the 9 to 5 rat race. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Most people have zero or limiting beliefs about financial freedom and large amounts of income. And the average income in America today is about $40,000 a year. Okay, the average median family income is about $80,000 a year. So you might say, well, what's the problem? Well, your mind right now, your mind is trying to accept the idea of making a yearly income on a monthly basis. Okay, so if the average income is $40,000 a year, and our comp plan says that you can start at 300, go to 800, 1,600, 3,000, 5,000, 7,500. So now think about it. Now $7,500 a month is $90,000 a year. Okay, so 90,000 a year, and what's different? It's one word I'm looking for. What's different about let's just say even 5,000 a month, 60,000 a year. Let's say you make 60,000 a year in your job. What's different about your 60,000 a year here? Somebody tell me what's the difference in that type of income? It's residual, right? So residual income in a business is worth more than linear income in a job, right? So the bottom line, guys, is this: your mind is trying to accept the idea of you making possibly a yearly income on a monthly basis. Because when you go from 75, you go to 15,000. You go from 15, you go to 30. Now you're approaching what? The average yearly income in America on a monthly basis. 50,000 a month, you're crazy, right? Your mind is saying, look, that'll never happen. You're out of your mind. This is not the norm. This is crazy. Okay. So most people will work 40 hours a week. Okay. You can even write this down. Most people are going to work 40 hours a week for 40 years. And that's a total over 40 years of them working 80,000 hours to never get financial freedom, to not even expect financial freedom, to just know that it's going to be a certain amount, 40,000 a year, 80,000 a year, 100,000 a year, whatever you make. Most people are going to work 40 hours a week for 40 years for a total of 80,000 hours. Now, we're teaching you something totally different. So what we're teaching you is, and you've heard this before, let's just say 10 hours a week for 2 years, okay, totaling 1,000 hours to give you financial freedom. Your mind is telling you what? Boy, you crazy. That ain't gonna happen. How you gonna work 1,000 hours to never have to work again, possibly? And when right now you're on track to work 80,000 hours to never stop working. You all see what so your mind is like it now. It's not just your mind; it's people around you as well that think that you are crazy. So again, no big deal. You got to be able to deal with this, or you've got to go back to you either got to make a choice. Are you going to commit to the 80,000 hours? And I'm not judging you if you do. That's great. A lot of people do that. Or are you going to break that mindset, break that poverty mindset, and you say, okay, I'm going to put 1,000 hours in to get financial freedom? Now, let me ask you this: if what would you expect? Okay, and what I mean by this is, what if you could work 1,000 hours to never have to work for money again, get your financial freedom instead of 80,000 hours? And somebody tell me in the chat box, do you think you would have to work hard and make a commitment for that to happen? Yes or no? No question, right? I mean, it's like you would actually expect to have to work harder, even though you don't. You just have to, commit to do it. You got to commit to show up for yourself and your family. So the thing is, you got to reprogram your mind. Okay, this is extremely important. Most people overlook the power of your mind. Physically, we're all the same, but guess what? Millionaires and billionaires, they're regular people just like you and me. They just have different beliefs about money. And as a result, they spend their time pursuing, different things than the average person. Now, a belief in your mind can be as simple as walking outside, driving your car, going to bed at a certain time, working for financial freedom. Okay, whatever beliefs you developed over time is kind of what you end up with, unless you make a conscious effort to change. Now, let's in questioning your limiting beliefs. Okay, we're taught the most important life lessons as children. Okay, and this is part of the problem when we're too young to question them. Okay, so think about some of the things that our parents have taught us as kids. Okay, we're usually taught by authority figures like our parents. We blindly accepted all as fact. And what do I mean? Well, go to school, get a good job. Has anybody ever been told that? Go to school, get a good job, work 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire on 40%, okay, of what you make. Okay, that's not, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just called the 40-40 plan. Work 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire on 40% of what wasn't enough in the first place, right? I don't blame my parents for that. Why? Because that's all that they knew. Okay, that was especially you think about how my dad grew up, working. I mean, literally working on a farm in the fields and that kind of thing. Man, look, 40 hours a week for 40 years, to retire on 40%. That 40% was more than they were making when he grew up. So yeah, that was the American dream, right? So most people never make their own decisions because they're those decisions are formed for them for them early on. Most people have been conditioned this way. Well, I tell you this to tell you that when somebody tells you no, or when somebody doesn't get what you're doing, they're not. Sometimes people don't want to see you do something that they're not willing to do, but sometimes people are telling you no and discouraging you because of their beliefs and that they care about you and they don't want to see you get hurt. But whatever it is, you got to be able to compartmentalize it to where it does not, affect your success. Now, most people do have negative views about money, and most people aren't willing to do what it takes to get their financial freedom. Let's just be real. The Bible says that the poor will always be with us, so it doesn't matter, right? I mean, we just have to put ourselves in a situation where we can be an impact in other people's lives. Now, most people say that money is not important, okay, but are willing to sacrifice 40 plus hours a week to get it. Anybody know anybody like that? Okay, we all do. Society has programmed us to feel guilty about being money motivated. You ever had somebody, I've had people say, man, look, all you think about is money in your business or whatever. Well, again, that's not the case. I work in my business probably 10 hours a week, where most people work over 40 hours a week. So guess what? I'm not thinking about, money nearly as much as the average person. Okay. It's just a different, it's a different thought process. Okay. It's okay to want money, time, and freedom. And, you have to know that that is the case. Now, I'm gonna give you a short assignment. You can do this, later on when you got a little bit of quiet time. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. And I want you to write down all your beliefs about money and success. Okay, they may have come from your parents, your grandparents. I remember a story of this guy was married, and when they went to his in-laws' house, he noticed he asked his grandmother why his wife he was like, why do you guys always cut the end off the ham? So the grandmother, the wife always did it, and the mom always did it, and he didn't understand, man, why are you cutting the end off the ham? So when he asked the grandmother, why do you always cut the end off the ham, she said, because it wouldn't fit in my pan. So sometimes we get those, things that are passed on and we don't even know why they're passed on, right? So that's the thing that you have to understand. It could be positive or negative, but you've got to get it out of your head and on paper, okay, whatever it is. You want to write down everything that you feel is holding you back. Write out the worst case scenario with each item, okay? And once you do that, start questioning, your core beliefs. Remember, we blindly accept beliefs from an early age because we don't have a choice. You want to ask yourself if you really want to accept those beliefs. In fact, I decided a long time ago that I was going to break, beliefs that I grew up on. And sometimes when I talk to people that I grew up with, when I talk to family members that I grew up with, it's like, man, did we grow up together? Did we ever hang out together? Because we think so differently. And it's not a judgment of them. It just amazes me that it's such a different belief process. Question the validity of those beliefs. Do you think things can change for anybody that's willing to change? Okay. Do you guys think that? Yes or no? You all tell me. Do you think things can change for anybody that's willing to change? Yes or no? Because if you don't, then that's, I almost feel sorry if you don't, but absolutely, you can. I mean, it just takes a 21-day process of changing a habit, okay, in a belief. Once you learn what to do, you can decide to succeed or fail in it. And then you must make the critical decision to take action. Okay. If it is to be, it is up to me. So, again, in creating those new beliefs on a new sheet of paper, I want you to write down new beliefs that you either have or would like to have about money and success. Okay. This is a very powerful thing to do. You want to shape your new beliefs by questioning your old ones and coming up with new ones. You want to focus, okay? Make them your own, and your mind must accept that it is okay to reach your desired level of success. That is very important. And if not, your subconscious will sabotage your efforts. Okay, so again, this is a mindset exercise, and sometimes it's just what's in your subconscious. Those things that that simply aren't true, right? Well, if you can get past that, I'm telling you, with this particular comp plan, with the timing, okay, as far as where we are right now, guys, look, our company, like I remember my first company, we got in when there were over 1 million distributors. The top money earner got in before it hit momentum. We got in on the back end of momentum. Top money earner meant two totally different things: 1.2 million a month, 16 million a year versus 120,000 a month. Okay. So we didn't come anywhere near that income. We have to understand travel is the largest industry in the world. Travel is an $8 trillion industry. Okay. If you understand numbers, you understand that's huge. Well, we are a disruptor in this industry. We're a disruptor. You might say, well, how are we disrupting an $8 trillion industry? Because we're okay. Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline. We got the Super Bowl coming up. We've got the college title game coming up. Tammy, okay, Tammy's from Indiana. So we've got the college title game coming up. I can guarantee you, I would bet you any amount of money, you're going to see either hotels.com, Priceline, Travelocity, Expedia. You're going to see those commercials, okay, on those programs. Okay, how can they afford to pay millions of dollars? The reason is because they're taking the wholesale price that we give our members and they're adding 100, 150, 200, 300, 800, 1,000 to those wholesale prices. You think we're not a disruptor in the industry? Think about it. In fact, let me ask you guys this, okay? You have tasted from, the fountain of wholesale, right? So you've tasted it, right? So if you've gotten a wholesale price, let me ask you this: will you ever choose to go back to Expedia and pay retail? Absolutely not. You all see what I'm saying? So the bottom line is this: yes, we will be a disruptor to this industry, and we'll be a disruptor one person at a time, two people at a time, 10 people at a time. When we hit a certain point, I'm just telling you, once you know better, you do better. And now that you know better, you'll do better. You're not going to go back to Expedia and book anything. So that's what's so powerful about this. We got a comp plan with simple qualifications. That means that it duplicates better, and money comes from duplication. Well, I believe that we're entering concentration now. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, sometimes you just have to look at things that are going on around you. We've just launched a new website. That new website is absolutely incredible. Who's seen the new website? 1 to 10, okay, compared to the old one. How do y'all like the new website? What do you think about it? It's like night and day. Doesn't it look like a brand new company? It doesn't even look like the same company. Well, when you see things like that, guys, it takes it to another level. Or the new app. If you've not seen the new app, you've got to go do the update, go to the new app. It looks like a totally different company, right? Well, this is a sign that we're moving to that next phase. Okay, so with the new app, it works the same way. You got your home. This is the home page here, and then of course at the bottom, and it looks like a map now. Even on the old app, it didn't even look like a map here. So this is where you go to book travel. You notice I did this, guys, today, like this morning. I pulled Vegas. No, I did this yesterday when I was on the plane, as a matter of fact, January 16th, 17th, 82% off. It's like, why would you, when you could get this room, 3.8 stars for $19 a night, why would you go pay 103 on Expedia? Again, it's an industry disruptor. Okay, so that is that's where you find that in the app. And then of course, this particular icon here is member deals. I encourage you, go in. We're finding some of our members, like my guy George up in Detroit. Man, this guy has discovered so much with this app. He's discovered stuff that I didn't realize. Okay, Sister Wonderful was telling me that he actually save money with his cell phone bill. I mean, it's like unbelievable. But the bottom line, guys, is this is an ecosystem. It's not just about travel. It's a lot more than that. But again, you got to go in and explore what you have in order for this to work. And Cindy, you're right. We've seen people. We saw somebody in Miami that got a rental car for $8 a day. Got me thinking about selling my cars. And then, of course, you got this fire icon, and this tells you about all of the different events that we've got coming up. Now, guys, this is very important. If you've not registered yet for Orlando, you want to go on and get registered for Orlando. It's going to happen June the 6th and the 7th. Now, we actually did this at this time on purpose for a reason. This gives you an opportunity to give your family a great vacation in the midst of business. So have you ever written your family's vacation off? Probably not. Well, now you're going to write it off. You're going to write off your Disney tickets and all of that. Why? Because you're going to get it all through the app, and you're going to experience this for your future clients, right? So that's going to be a tax write-off for you. So if you've not registered, You want to go in the app, you want to click the fire icon, you want to reserve your spot, go on and get registered. Now, I'm going to tell you why it's so important for us to register up front. Two reasons, okay? The important part for you is you make a commitment in your mind. Remember how powerful your mind is. If you say, I'm gonna, I see people do this all the time, and I'm talking about professional people, people that have made, millions of dollars in other traditional businesses and that kind of thing, doctors, lawyers, whatever. I've seen people always do this. Okay. If they register and commit to the event, they're going to be there. But if they say, yeah, I'm going to come, but they don't commit to coming, they never come. I'm telling you, this is the way that it works. So now you might say, well, something came up or this happened or that happened or whatever. Look, guys, I'm going to tell you, and you'll see my level of commitment, and you'll see, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, the difference as far as the success in this business. But my daughter gave birth to my grandchild, my granddaughter, on Christmas Day. She was 2 months early. Okay, so she was premature, and had to go to the children's hospital and that kind of thing. Now she's doing fine, and I thank God for that, and I appreciate many of you all's prayers. But my point is this, guys: my daughter had she had like a get together, a baby shower when we were in Miami. So it would have been very easy for me to say, look, this came up and I'm unable to make the trip because of this. But see, for me, no excuse will do, right? Failure is not an option because, anything will come up. But this is what I understand. I understand that my granddaughter is going to appreciate the commitment that I make here one day, because when I'm long gone, she'll be taken care of because of what we're doing here right now. So guys, look, you can't let anything get in the way. So if you're on the fence, go on and reserve your spot. Go on. And we as a company need you to reserve your spot, because we can't effectively plan for these trips if we don't know. Okay. And the only way that we know that you're coming is if you go in and buy your tickets, right? So I'm just telling you, I'm reaching out to you. I'm a multi-million-dollar earner. I'm trying to help you to become a multi-million-dollar earner. Just commit, do it. There's a difference in being involved in something and being committed. Okay. I heard this one time, and this will make sense to you. Okay. You may has anybody ever had a breakfast of bacon and eggs in the morning? Anybody ever ate bacon and eggs? Now I want you to think about what went into your breakfast. The eggs were, the chicken was involved, okay, when you ate the scrambled eggs, right? But the pig was committed when you ate that bacon. It's a difference, right? It's a difference in being involved in something and being committed. So, you got to get committed here. Don't just be involved, because being involved doesn't, it's not going to get you where you want to go. So again, June the 6th through the 7th is going to be Orlando. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can even do a resort week, down there and save a lot of money as well. But just do whatever you have to do. There are great deals in our app in Orlando as well. And then, of course, here you'll also find the Super Saturday events that we're doing. The first one is going to be in Dallas, Texas. I can guarantee you this is going to be a huge one here. I was in Dallas this past week. And, hats off to Wonderful and Pastor Rick. These guys, man, they did, let me see, 3 meetings. First meeting, we probably had 10 people there. Second meeting, we had 30. Fourth meeting, we had 30. I mean, guys, they get it, right? So we already got a team in Dallas. We got a new team coming in Dallas. So the 31st of this month, we're going to be in Dallas, Texas. Okay, that location is going to be announced. You absolutely want to be there. If you're within driving distance, okay, you want to hop in your car and be there. You want to be at every one of these that you can be at. You might say, well, Denson, I don't know. If I go to one, why do I need to go to the other? Because I'm going to the other. Okay, you do what you have to do. Do today what others want, so you can have tomorrow what others don't, right? So that's going to be January 31st. And then, of course, our largest group in the whole company is in Memphis, Tennessee, believe it or not. So February the 7th, the next week, we're going to be doing a Super Saturday in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, so we're excited about that. Memphis, let's go. Don't let Dallas outdo you. Let's make this thing happen. And then, of course, want to go back to Florida? We're doing a Super Saturday in Tampa, Florida. Okay. So, this is going to be great. If you know anybody down there, you'll have the opportunity to send them out. We'll be doing like a training, then a business presentation right after that training at 4 p.m. So, Tampa, Florida, you absolutely want to be there. And then, guys, look, my birthday is February 27th. So we chose to do Atlanta on Saturday, February the 28th. So we'll get together on Friday night we'll do something special for you guys on my birthday. And then, of course, we'll do the training here in Atlanta. So we're excited, about this as well. So, guys, these are the type things you have to understand. Events make money, okay, in businesses like this. It's events like this that takes the business from a person's head to their heart. So if you got a lot of people that's just, literally just involved, they'll never build a business and you'll never hit the numbers that you want. But if you get people plugged into this kind of stuff and they engage, now all of a sudden you got people that are committed, and that makes all the difference in the world in your success. Okay. Now, the next part of our app is found here. Okay. This is Well Life. So the two hands holding the heart, that is Well Life. I encourage you to go in. There's a lot of benefits there as well. And then, of course, this next section is, all of the people that are, coming in your business every day. I want you guys, I learned this from, I learned this from one of my mentors, and I want to give y'all a magic number. Okay. This guy here is one of the top leaders in the industry ever. And this is what he taught me. He said, if you can get your business numbers to 7 people a day, okay, just 7 people every day, I want you guys to think about this. You get a team where your team is generating, 7 people a day. Like this was my team yesterday. So this is not all of them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it was more than 7 yesterday. But somebody do me a favor. Take your calculator on your phone right now. Let's say you got your business is generating 7 people a day, like what you see here. How many people would you have in a year? Just somebody, let me see how sharp you guys are. So if you just have 7 people a day coming into your business, tell me what that means in a year. There we go. Okay, so Jonathan, I appreciate that. That means you got 25, 55, right? Now, I want you to divide that by 2 and tell me how many people we might have on each side of the business. There we go. So 1,200. So let's say we got 1,000 left and 1,000 right. Somebody tell me, what does this qualify you for in the comp plan? I'm working you guys this morning, man. I didn't know I was going to work my brain. But this, you know what? This is stuff that needs to fall off of, it needs to like roll off of your brain. You should know this. 1,000 left, 1,000 members left, 1,000 members right pays you how much in this comp plan? Keith, I really appreciate it. $30,000 a month, 30K. So look, should you be looking at this number every day? Absolutely. And let me ask you this: who could make ends meet right now? Who could be free on 30,000 a month? Anybody? Okay, yeah, absolutely. You can live any lifestyle you want to live. It may not be where you want to be ultimately, but guess what? 30,000 a month, you can certainly afford to be free, work your business, and go on and max this thing out. And then, of course, this is the menu. Okay, when you want to send your link over to somebody or whatever, all of the information is here. In fact, when you go to influencer under influencer services, you click on contacts. Click on share sign up link. I love the update here because what this does is it gives you options. Okay, so if you click on share sign up link now, you can share a video with the enrollment link. But if you just got them off of a webinar, you're at a meeting, I wouldn't send them another video. I'd send them the sign up link. The sign up link is going to give them the option to do influencer and member, or you can send them an influencer only referral link or a member only referral link. Okay, so I recommend, it kind of depends on what you're doing. but just send them the sign up link. If you just had a meeting or you're getting them off of a webinar, but if you want them to see a presentation first, then you can share the video. But all that information is there. And then, of course, once you click that, it's going to give you an option to integrate it in your phone. Now, you can either click this and copy the link and send it to a person, or you can send it through text, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, whatever. All of those options are there. So however you want to send that person that link, whether it's email, text, whatever, you'll actually find those options in your phone. Okay, so that's very, very simple. And guys, look, if I could, if I could show you a way to get a guaranteed 5-star bucket list trip every year for free, get your wholesale pricing on travel and entertainment, and position you to make money by helping others take advantage of this, would you want to know about it? Okay, if they say yes, what are you going to do? You're going to show them the plan. Or, you might want to keep it simple. Do you like traveling and making money? Yes. Okay, I got something you got to see. Now, the bottom line, if I send you a link to a short video, when can you watch it? They'll tell you. Well, you can go into your app. You can send them the, link to the video and the sign up site. They watch it. Guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. Just tell them, look, I'm going to call you back in about 20 minutes. Now, our corporate webinar schedule, Sundays through Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do business presentations there. Working your list, to show the plan, you can do a PowerPoint, whybrytelyfe.com. But guys, look, the quickest way to get a person there too is to do a travel party. Now, I guarantee you, those of you in Indiana, you're going to have people over to your house to watch the game. You're going to cook food. You're going to have people there, but you're not going to get paid for it. The Super Bowl's coming up. Y'all going to have people over to your house. You're going to cook food. You're going to have, a great time. Nobody's going to make money for that. Guys, look, treat the travel party the same way. Okay, just have people over. Do what you were going to do at a birthday party, Super Bowl party, whatever, and show them a way to change their life. Personal visit, same way. And look, this is very important. When you talk to somebody about the business, you want to set up correctly a 3-way phone call. You are going to get your sponsor on with your prospect. You got to edify your sponsor. Okay, I'm telling you, if you don't want to get your prospect on the phone with your sponsor and build your prospect up to your sponsor. We've had people do that before. And I'm going to tell you what it creates. It creates a situation where that person wants to talk about what they've done, which is irrelevant to what we're doing here, when what you need is for them to listen to your sponsor about what we're doing. So you want to edify your sponsor, not your prospect to your sponsor. You want to edify your sponsor to your prospect. Why? So your sponsor will listen to your prospect. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I know you get excited, when you get somebody that has accomplishments and that kind of thing, but it is very important that you build up your sponsor to your prospect so they will listen to your sponsor or your upline. Okay, very simple stuff. Now, I want you guys to tell me in the chat box, okay? I know you know which one you should choose, but if this were real, if I told you, look, I'll give you a penny and I'll double that penny every day for you for 30 days, or I'll give you $500,000 cash. I want you guys to be real. Tell me in the chat box, which one would you choose? Penny, okay? Penny. A penny, okay? Penny. So nobody would take the cash. I like that. Cindy, I appreciate it. The cash. I appreciate your honesty. Okay. 500K, 500K. And that's what most people would choose. Let's be real. If I put both of these in front of you, I put 500,000 cash, all these $100 bills, these bands, or a penny. Y'all lying. You would take, I guarantee you would take the cash, right? Well, you have to understand the power of compounding, right? And day one, okay, if I double it for you. Day one, you got 2 cents instead of what? 500,000 cash. Day 2, you got 4 cents. Day 5, you got 32 cents. Okay, so in day 5, you're like, man, what was I thinking, man? I had this cash right here in front of me, and I took this penny, man. What was I thinking? Well, 10 days, look, you're at $10. So this is turned into $10, but you could have had 500,000 cash. Well, let's see, halfway through this, 15 days, you're only at $327. So, and now this is where people around you come in. Man, you crazy. Man, you could have had 500,000 cash and now you just got $327. Man, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. You crazy. You out your mind. That'll never work. All right, 5 more days. Let's look. You're at 10,000. That person is still in your ear. Man, you got 10,000. You could have had 500,000, man. You're stupid. You know, people are judging you, right? But look at this. 25 days, you're at 335,000. And now you're saying, man, maybe this thing will work. Well, look, 26 days. Now you made the right choice, but you didn't realize that until the 26th day, 27th day, 28th day, 29th day, 30 days. It turns into over $10 million. Now, why do I show you this example? Okay, this is not the scenario, but guess what? Our business works like, it's got a leveraging effect of what you see here. Okay, you start with two, you help other people do the same thing. Well, you have to understand when you first start, it's just your two. Now, we tried to put as much value on the referral of two people as we could. So when you refer two people, you've got a free membership that's worth $179 a month, $21.60 a year. When you refer two people, you qualify for whatever might happen in the comp plan. When you refer two people, you get your money back in the form of travel dollars. But as far as this is concerned, guess what? That's that 2 cents there. And what I see what most people is 5 days in, they quit. Okay, they go back to whatever the other option was. And for most people, it's not 500,000. For most people, it is, my job doesn't pay me all the money I want to make, but at least I get paid every week. At least I get a paycheck every week. You all see what I'm saying? So the bottom line, guys, is this. In our business model, you qualify with your two. Okay, you really want to do that within your first 28 days, but it doesn't mean that you failed if you don't. It might take you 3 months to get your two, whatever. But the second step is to help your two to get their two. Why? So they can qualify. And the third step is the duplicate. Okay, teach your two to help their two to get two. This promotes you. We'll call this, the 32 cents level. Okay, you're at 300 a month. And guess what? 15 levels of the duplication of two and your business is done. Okay, you're at $500,000 per month. So, guys, look, you got to keep your eyes on the prize because it starts here. But as your organization continues to grow, and this is where you becoming a leader comes in. Because if you're not an effective leader, okay, number one, being an effective leader, you got to be plugged into what we do. Because if you don't, people are gonna by default do what you do. So if you're not a good leader, if you're not on every webinar, if you're not coming to every event, if you're not plugging your people in, guess what? They're going to do what they see you do. You're duplicating, you're just not duplicating what's going to be conducive to success. Does that make sense to you guys? So, what's great about our business model is that you can draw a line in the sand right now and decide that, hey, I'm gonna be an effective leader and make this thing happen. And guess what? It's all good. It all works. So what I want to do at this point is I am going to actually bring on Eva Nightingale. She's got a few things that she wants to cover with you guys. We still have some other things in our website that's about to go active. You're going to see things that develop over the next, year or so that's going to blow you away. But guys, look, right now it is about what? It's just about positioning before we hit that momentum curve. So hang on a second, Eva. Let me do this really quick. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning. My deal is we got to prepare you, okay? And I don't want you guys to. If you want a different result, guess what? You got to do something different, okay? I hope that makes sense to you. So, Eva, I am trying to co-host you now. Okay, I think I thought we were there. Hang on a second. Eva, try sharing your screen and see what happens.
Can you see my screen, Jensen?
I don't, but it may be there because my computer working out. It happens on this computer when I do the video. Hang on a say. Don't send. I'm gonna go out and come back in, and I.
Yeah, it says that I'm sharing. Someone could put in the chat if you can see my presentation up. That'd be helpful. Mm. No, they can see it, Denson. We're good. Denson? He's taking time. Well, good morning, everyone, and that was excellent training, Denson. If you come back on here, I want you to hear that. You've really done a great job also of giving them a sneak peek on what I'm going to talk today about with the benefits. And so, if you could go in the chat right now and give Denson a 10 for today's training. We'd appreciate that. He always makes it a lot of fun, and he's added some new elements to this that are really helping it for me to sink in. So, yeah, drop a 10 in the chat for Denson. And I'm Eva Nightingale, and I focus on our benefits and our member experience. And I'm going to call this a two-part training because it's already 11 o'clock and there's a lot of ground to cover. But what I'll do today is give you just kind of a high-level overview. We have quite a few slides, so we don't stay on too long today. And then we can dive a little bit deeper over the next couple of weeks and the next month on what the actual benefit is, how to access it, and what the benefit discount is. So for today, I just want to let's see here. Now my screen's not moving. Okay. Oops, there we go. All right. So where uh where every journey pays it forward, mastering the art of sharing our benefits to guide friends, family, and future members to a bright life. So, this is really important. Ask yourself this morning, how well do I really know all of our benefits? And I'm going to show you some tricks on how to think about all of our benefits and how to break them down and put them in categories. So that way it's easier for you to shop around and use our benefits, but also for you to onboard new members or go back with existing members who maybe haven't used Bryte Lyfe enough or at all or struggling with finding stuff, and you get really, really good. You become an expert at training on all of our benefits, products, and services. Okay. So, how deeply are you truly integrating our benefits into your day-to-day life to create a brighter lifestyle? So that's the most important piece of this is, we're on a mission here to make sure that everyone has a brighter and better life through travel and through all of our experiences. So why should we know all about our benefits? Well, this is a pretty basic concept, but I've learned it for 30 years. I've been teaching it for 30 years in the membership business, and users are doozers. So we found that to be true. It's never changed. It will always be true that if people are using the product or the service, and this goes from Netflix to Trump, the most expensive golf course out there, everywhere in between. But we know this to be true at Bryte Lyfe is if you are experiencing Bryte Lyfe and using travel and using all the amazing benefits, and then of course sharing your story, you are more likely to stay, but also the other people that you're getting involved are going to be more likely to stay. So retention, get them and keep them. Important we get them, also we keep them. And so that's what these benefits help to do. Okay, so I'm gonna fly through some of this because Denson covered a bit of it. And then as I mentioned, there'll be a part two to this, and I'll dive a little bit deeper. But as he mentioned, we have a beautiful new website, and it's really simple to navigate. Okay, so I'm gonna talk first about the navigation on the website, then I'm gonna talk second about the navigation on the app. So the first thing you're going to see on the navigation is home, membership benefits, about us, and FAQ. That's it, and join. So under membership benefits, you'll just click on the drop down bar, and first, you'll see our four pillars. Okay, so that's the first way you're going to break it down in your mind. We have travel life, we have live life, we have well life, and we have give life. And in these four pillars, things are categorized underneath them. Today, we're going to talk about the three that encompass our benefits and our experiences. Okay, so travel life, live life, and well life. And so it's simple when you're navigating on the website with a prospect or a new member that you can just go into one of these categories that applies to them based on their interest. So I know Pretty Girls Travel, they're very focused on wellness. So that may be a number one question someone asks is what's going on in the wellness world of Bryte Lyfe? And then you can just click on that. Or Live Life is where you're going to find all of the sports and entertainment and shopping and tickets and concierge services. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And then the way it works now, and this is to help with intuitive thinking as you navigate through the website or the app, is it's not just a long list of benefits anymore. They're bucketed, they're in buckets in different categories. So, for example, travel life is hotels, resorts, rental car, cruises, yachts, and private jets. Okay, so these are all different things you can do in travel life. And obviously, rental cars is self-explanatory, maybe so is cruises, but we have a couple of different ways to get the benefit inside of each of these categories. So when you click on these, you'll be able to dive deeper into the benefits that correlate with each of these buttons. These are boxes, these boxes are buttons here. And the same goes for Live Life. So you're going to see accommodations, airfare, you'll see cruises again here, sports, nightlife, events and tickets, member deals, entertainment, shopping, concierge services. And in Well Life, you're going to find three categories right now: physical, mental, financial. And so this makes it pretty simple, right, you guys? This is going to be the easiest way for you guys to start showing maybe a bigger picture on what our benefits are when you're talking about them. So you can just start here. You don't even have to dive deeper at first. You can say, these are all the categories that you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of benefits. Okay, so here's a look at the new app, and I think it's so beautiful. And here, this bucket list countdown is showing 153 days. You can see here the destinations that were chosen. And then Denson did just kind of talk about this, but I'll show you when you first open the new app, you're going to see your membership status, influencer status. This is actually a demo account that you're looking at right here. And I'm going to just ask you to take a look at the bottom of the screen. Denson just did this, so just I'll do it for good measure. Quickly navigate when you're teaching or you're learning yourself and you're scrolling tonight and you're checking out everything on the app. You're going to go left to right and you're going to use these icons at the bottom as your app navigation. So it's simple. Everything's to be found here at the bottom. I love these new icons. They're a little bit bigger and more easier to see, and they help, I think, intuitively navigate through the app. Okay, so left to right, you'll take them on the tour, and when we do part two, I'm going to show you actually a really quick script to use for the tour of all of the different navigation of the app. Then the second thing I wanted to show you is the one in the middle. So what, oops, how'd that happen? The one in the middle. So Denson gave you a look at all of the benefits here, and you can see the example I have in the background here is World Vantage and member deals. What's cool is just like the website, anytime now, the new navigation will look like this. You'll actually see the same boxes and the same buttons to click into the different categories. So won't that be so clear, crystal clear, when you're looking for yourself and trying to find specific things or when you're showcasing the product to other people? Okay. And then over here to the far right is, as Denton mentioned, where you can find events. So we hope to see you at a Super Saturday, or you can come to all of them, two or three. Mark your calendars. And of course, we'll see you in June in Orlando. And then the next part you can see here, same goes for wellness. So wellness is found actually under the three lines at the far right of the bottom navigation. And the same will be true. You'll come into Well Life and you'll see the buttons. You'll click on those and you'll dive in a little bit deeper on what are actually the benefits under physical, under mental, and under financial. So maybe a member hasn't even thought that there is benefits that apply to financial well-being, or they haven't thought I can actually get discounts on amazing benefits to help on mental wellness. So, I mean, there's only so much they're going to retain when we show them the presentation and we explain the all of the benefits. I loved Denson's script today on how to talk about the bucket list. So we're going to learn over time. We'll have scripts for everything. But if you forgot, you can just go to the app and you can start showing them these big buttons here that will lead the horse to drink on what to want to look for and ask your questions. Most important when you're showing a prospect, what is it that you're interested in improving in your life? What is you're interested in doing in your life? What experiences have you not had? And how can we help you make those happen, those dreams come true, in addition to travel, but also experiences. So here's a look at the app and a little sneak peek on what the new aspect of the app is going to look like with these big, beautiful new buttons. This should excite you. It excites me. I'll tell you why it excites me. We have not quite been around for 2 years, and we've worked tirelessly on getting this together for you guys. And it is truly one of the best, I think, well-rounded benefit experiences out there in terms of membership product that offers entertainment and lifestyle, and of course travel, but entertainment and lifestyle. So these are some of the big name brands that you can always be referencing and talking about as you dive into these benefits. So it's not just, you're not just saying that we have tickets, you're also learning to say we have Broadway. You can go to the movies, in wellness, we have CrossFit. We actually have like 6 different gym memberships that you can find a discount for. So these are some of the big brand names. I love using the logos, so I'm going to teach you guys ways to showcase this in your script and all of these different partners here. And the list is actually ever growing. And here's the potential we have as a company that excites me is it's truly endless possibilities, right? But we want to make sure that these partners offer something exclusive to us and no one else. Necessarily, you can't get it anywhere else. You can't get it for free. And you definitely have a special member benefit from each and every one of these that we've curated based on working with a company like Live Golf or Six Flags or Le Meridian or Sports Events 365 to see basically what is it that our member demographic is interested in? How can we best provide them a discount or a way to experience something where they skip the line or they get preferred seating or they get something extra special, VIP, backstage. I could go on forever, but that's for part 2. So I'll quickly move through the rest of this. Thanks for your patience. I know it's a long training today. There's even more. So travel changes us and experiences ground us. So I think we're really, really good at talking about the travel and sharing the travel savings. But let's get to a place where we are using all of these benefits, learning all of them, talking about all of them, sharing them with everyone else, but also, improving our life and experiencing more. So we just got back from Miami, and I shared some of this presentation at the training, and I was excited to talk about how we can actually take all of these benefits and do things on a daily basis. So it doesn't have to be a big extravagant thing. It can be local. It can be done on a daily basis. I love to use the example of the movies because my daughter and I have probably used the benefit over 15 times. We love to go to the movies and we're saving money every time we do it. So there's a really simple example. Go do something fun this weekend, okay, you guys? So here's how we dive deeper, and this is just a sneak peek into part two of the training. So remember I showed you there's private jets, there's cruises, there's all these different categories. And then under hotels and resorts, what are you going to find? You're going to find the hotels, which we're all familiar with, but then you're also going to find resort weeks, and you're also going to find resort pass. Under private jets and international concierge, you're going to find P3 jets, or a service to help you get discounts on plane tickets, which is through Going, or international flight concierge. So you guys get the message here. Under each of these big, beautiful buttons that I'm talking about that you can click on in the website and you can click on in the app in the very near future, you're going to get the individual benefits that lie under each button. Concierge services and shopping. We have Syncora and Pilot Life. Those are two brand new of the largest, most exclusive, most best service concierge services that we're now partnered with, Syncora and Pilot Life. We're about to announce Fashion Week in New York. We're about to announce a brand new golf tournament that's hitting the scene that you guys are going to be invited to purchase big package tickets for if you're interested, as well as getting just exclusive access with everything from restaurants to um, hard to get tickets, shopping. You saw all those brands that I had on there for shopping, sports. As you guys know, World Vantage is one of our flagship partners, and we're so proud to be able to offer golf at, no membership, no extra fee for you, just a chance to play 3 times a year and bring up to 3 guests at the same course, which is unbelievable. And then you just pay a preferred guest fee as and greens fee and cart fee. So this is just one of many, many examples, and we'll dive in deeper through examples when we get into part two. And here we go through the rest of it. So Go City is a brand new favorite of mine because the Lands, our members Zeb and Casey, they went to Dubai and they used it, but it's not just they used it, it's the way they used it and how it helped to transform their bucket list to keep them on track and their agenda, on their itinerary, maximizing their time, getting places on time, seeing what they wanted to see in Dubai. So I love this example, and so I threw it in there. Here's some more other favorites of everyone, and these are all that I have experienced, but I was able to have members stand up and share their experience at the conference and the training. And every single one of these things are on our reports in the back office showing how many times a member has used one of these. And the foundation room and the sphere is being used on a weekly basis. I love how many people are experiencing the sphere in Las Vegas. Okay. So a couple last things before we wrap. I'm also going to start bringing back to Facebook, members Facebook group, and the AgTag message Facebook group, a daily deal. And I'll do this 3 times a week. But this is a way for you to really, like, even if you go to the training, even if you look at the app and you figure out 10 things you want to do, make your life list and, write down 10 things you want to do in the near future, 100 you want to do this year, whatever it is. You may not remember all of the benefits in the beginning until you use them. Sometimes we don't really get to know the benefit until we do it. So I'm going to go dive deeper and do a showcase on a benefit every other day. And I also, just to make it really simple, always remind in the post how do I access this benefit? It's easy. Just head to the Bryte Lyfe app, see the bottom of the screen. Now, this is for new members, but this is also for you when you guys are onboarding, and this is also for you when we're onboarding. We're going to be really keep it simple, stupid kind of thing, and then also just constantly remind everybody how to use the app. It's not confusing. It's not that people are lost. It's just they haven't used it yet. So we need to show them how simple it is to navigate. All right, and then just a sneak peek. So proud to introduce Live Life welcomes Benefit Hub, which is probably one of our biggest benefits hubs that we've brought on. We do have member deals, which is fantastic. This is similar but better in that it's in 22 different countries and it offers thousands of more deals. And unlike member deals, it also offers local benefits. They've worked 10 years on being able to go into local markets and find local benefits. So, we'll talk more about this. Thank you for your patience. I know we've teased this for a couple of months, but they've been working tirelessly behind the scenes on building our curated site just for you, just for our members, and making sure that we have the best of the best on the home pages, things you're going to click on, things we already know you're interested in based on our data in the web and the app now and information we've pulled from member deals. So you're going to see the top things we think are of interest to you. And they have a great navigation as well. So you'll be able to click on this and go right into this amazing site and do lots of things. There's shopping guides. There's different ways to combine things. I love showing this on the far right here, and I'll tell you more about that. But we really get to now introduce food and beverage for the first time, where you guys get to pick from restaurants, national chains down to local mom and pop places in your market. So that's just a sneak peek. I really appreciate you guys hanging in an extra 20 minutes for me today. It's been a super fun training, and I'm trying to see here if we still have Denson on. Let's see.
I am here. Can you hear me, Eva?
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, Denson, for the time. Thank you for, your amazing training today. I was telling everyone before you got back on, I learned so much. We got a lot of tens in the chat. And I love getting to come and hang with you guys on Saturdays. So I mentioned a part two training and look forward to coming back and sharing that.
Yeah, we can't wait. In fact, guys, give it up for Eva. Let's give her some tens. And I'll tell y'all what, too. We're not going to apologize for taking the train a little bit long. Why? Because, what are we talking? An hour and 20 minutes a day versus how many? Somebody tell me, how many hours did you work a day last week? Does the average person work? 8, right? 8 to 10. So, guys, look, this is something, again, that is about your financial freedom. So we see we didn't lose a single person. All 49 of you all stayed on. Hats off to you. And what that tells me is that, and again, that's an indicator that we've assembled the right group, and we're getting ready to take this thing to the house. Okay, so Eva, we really appreciate that. That makes it very exciting because the more value that we add to it, the more people are going to stick. And I mean, we're about to have something here. Eva, I heard you say that we'll have restaurants and that kind of thing soon.
Yeah, so in Benefit Hub, we're going to have all the top restaurant chains. So, like for example, Darden Restaurants owns 7 chains inside of that company alone, and we have Darden. We have, I mean, all your favorites. But what's even more exciting, I think, because it took them 10 years to do this in every major city, they've partnered with some of the best restaurants in your city that are local to that city. So we're
Oh,
bringing food
wow.
and beverage to the map.
Yeah, I see Outback. I see PF Chains.
Yep.
Man, I don't even want to go there today. without this benefit. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
yeah. Go to the movies
Yeah.
today.
All right. Well, Eva, look, we really appreciate you sharing. We appreciate all of you all being on. And, again, let's just stay focused. Okay. Focus. Just stay focused because this thing is really starting to happen. And I'm going to end with this. There are three types of people. There are people that make things happen. Okay. And that might be you. There are people that watch things happen. That could be you as well. And there are some people that wake up and sometimes say, man, what happened? They look around and say, what happened? Well, you don't want to be that person. Okay. So let's be the first. Let's make things happen. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Okay. So we appreciate you all being on. Have a great weekend. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day and weekend as well. Enjoy your holiday on Monday. And we appreciate you guys being here. Okay. We really enjoyed this training today. Have a great one. Thanks a lot. And bye bye.